always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
What's up, guys, and welcome to GSMC Entertainment Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Cynthia, and happy Monday, everyone. I hope you all are having a very strong start to your week. I know I am. I am starting this week feeling extremely blessed, happy, grateful. Over the weekend, your girl made a big girl purchase, and I bought myself a car. I am so just filled with immense joy, and not joy as far as like the actual materialistic car, but more about what it represents and this huge stepping stone that I just committed to. This isn't my first car that I purchased, but it is my first car that's under my name, you know, without a co-signer, nothing. So I feel so grown. I feel like nobody can tell me nothing. And I just feel great. I mean, the car that I had before, again, I'm very grateful I even had a car. It had a lot of issues. Maintenance was terrible. It was completely broken. Like, it wasn't even worth me investing money to try and fix it. And that car was under my mom's name. So, like, I don't know. I didn't really feel like it was my car because I was able to drive it, but it was under my mom's name. And I don't know. It just didn't feel like it was mine. But this one it's mine, you know, it's under my name, and I just feel great about it, okay? So I feel on top of the world. This purchase was urgent, okay? I was sharing a car for the last 4 or 5 months with my brother, and it's, you know, for any of you guys who share a car with somebody, it's really hard to, you know, coincide with schedules. And like, both my brother and I are in long distance relationships. We're both trying to see our honeys, and like, it was hard, but you know, doable. And I'm just very happy that I have my own car to call mine, that's under my name. So again, I feel very blessed and immensely grateful that I had the means to make this big purchase. So I feel on top of the world, okay? And I had like a great workout this morning. I had a great lower body day. I'm definitely already feeling sore already, but I just feel great. Despite me feeling a little bit tired, that doesn't matter. I feel great. So we have a lot to cover on today's episode. We're going to talk about the number one trending topic that happened over this past weekend. To be honest, I'm still trying to recollect my thoughts on what the heck I was reading when this was all happening. And as you are able to tell by today's title, we're going to be hitting, you know, Kanye's Twitter meltdown. Everybody was talking about Kanye's Twitter meltdown. People who don't even have Twitter. You know, my mom. It was on the news that his Twitter meltdown. And I think he made the news because, again, he is supposedly running for president this year. Like, I don't know. Is that even true? I don't know if that's true or not, if he's joking. Like, I don't really know how to take it, if he's being serious or, like, he's, like, for real going to be on the ballot this year. But if you know what I'm talking about, over this past weekend, Kanye West, you know, he had many public outbursts through Twitter with all of these like very bold tweets, very private matters were put out into the internet. You know, Kanye West claimed he's trying to divorce his wife, Kim Kardashian, while also accusing Kim's mom, Kris Jenner, of engaging in white supremacy in the latest rant. some heavy stuff, I'm not going to lie. And in the tweet, Kanye West wrote, I've been trying to get divorced since Kim met with Meek at the Waldorf for prison reform. And Kanye West was apparently referring to a criminal justice summit attended by Kim Kardashian and rapper Meek Mill in November of 2018. What actually went down at that summit, I don't know. You don't know because neither of us were there. But, yeah, it's just kind of comical, but it's also not comical because I know this is like basically a mental health meltdown that he's having, but just the stuff he was tweeting was absolutely outlandish. He said, Meek is my man and was respectful. That's my dog. Kim was out of line. So supposedly, according to Kanye West, Kim was the one reaching out to Meek, not the other way around. And in this series of tweets, something comical that I found was that Kanye West referred to his mother-in-law, Kris Jenner, as Kris Jong-un. I'm sorry, I have to chuckle because what? Kris Jong-un, and said that the Kardashians were attempting to force him into psychiatric treatment. This is what he tweeted. They tried to fly in with 2 doctors to 5150 me, and Kanye West was referring to the California welfare code that says people who may be a danger to themselves can be placed in an involuntary hold. And to me, that signifies him being in like a straitjacket. You feel me? Like those white straitjackets. He said, Kris and Kim put out a statement without my approval. That's not what a wife should do. White supremacy. And other tweets says the future president. Meek is my man and was respectful. That's my dog. Kim was out of line. I'm worth $5 billion and more than that through Christ. But y'all ain't listened to MJ and now y'all believe them. It's just a lot of stuff. That's not even, I'm barely scratching the surface here with all of his tweets. If you follow Kanye, then you've seen, all of his outbursts. And he actually later deleted the post from the Twitter feed. So Kanye West was apparently in his studio in Wyoming when he issued the tweets. And the accusations came one day after Kanye West first said that the Kardashians were trying to lock him up. He says, I will live for my children, Kris. I'm in Cody if you're not planning another one of your children's Playboy shoots. As we know, Kris Jenner did let Kim Kardashian do a Playboy shoot when she was younger. So Kanye was basically saying, not on my watch. None of my kids will be doing Playboy. The drama appeared to originate from a strange campaign-style event in South Carolina on Sunday, where he cried while revealing that Kim Kardashian almost aborted their first child, meaning Northwest. And Kim Kardashian eventually addressed her husband's bipolar disorder and Twitter tirades on her Instagram story on Wednesday to call for compassion as he battles, his mental illness, since this was clearly a episode that he was facing. So I've never, have been in contact with anyone that has been in or has experienced bipolar disorder, has bipolar disorder. So I really feel like I don't have too much to say in regards to that because I don't know. I've never come into contact with anyone like that. But I could imagine it must be hard. And from all of that, Kim Kardashian did put out a statement, and it was actually a really well statement that says, despite an ongoing global pandemic, Azerbaijan has violated the UN's appeal for global ceasefire by unprovoked attacks against the Republic of Armenia. civilian structures in Armenia have been targeted, and Azerbaijan has now threatened to bomb the nuclear power plant in Armenia. In the meantime, congressional amendments to the National Defense Authorization Act will be voted on next week to ensure that the U.S. does not enable Azerbaijan with military aid that would be used against Armenia and Artsakh. The international community needs to pay attention and intervene now with such political and diplomatic measures to prevent unnecessary escalation and the loss of human life. I stand with my fellow Armenians and pray for those that are involved in recent tensions on the border of the country. I urge for a peaceful resolution for these unprovoked attacks during this already very difficult pandemic. Please call on your senators and representatives to support Armenia. So you guys, we're going to come to a very brief break right now. And when we come back, we're going to be switching gears and talking about Draya, Tory Lanez, and Rihanna and Megan Thee Stallion. We'll be right back.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now. Don't bother. What's hot on Netflix and everything in between. That's gsmcpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to GSMC Entertainment Podcast. So this next subject we talked about on last week's episode in regards to the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion and allegedly also involving Tory Lanez. So if you didn't tune into last week's episode, I basically covered how there was a night where Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez were partying out in Hollywood Hills, and from 6 hours later, there was gunshots, and allegedly it's reported that Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. And we still don't really know what happened. Nothing has been 100% confirmed, but everyone is really leaning towards the fact that Tory Lanez is the one who shot her, since Megan Thee Stallion was in the vehicle with him. And it's just really crazy to think about, because they were hella cool friends. They were partying, drinking, and, you know, Megan Thee Stallion has tweeted a few things saying, you know, this is a really traumatic experience and that she's really hurt by this incident that went down, and that this incident had malicious intention. So you can imagine this happening with the so-called friend of yours, someone who you thought you were cool with, you were kicking it with, partying with, and they pull out a gun on you and shoot you in the foot. And the most irritating part for me in regards to this whole situation is that people are trying to downplay the fact that she got shot in the foot. Like, oh, that's not that bad. Like, you got shot in the foot. There's people who get shot and die. Like, we're so normalized by the thought of people getting shot that it doesn't faze us, that it's like a really horrific and traumatic thing when that happens. And that's Megan's point. Like, what are you saying? Like, getting shot is getting shot, and that's terrible no matter where in the body part you get shot at. And luckily, Megan Thee Stallion did go on live earlier today on Monday, and she got shot on both of her feet, not just one foot. She got shot on both feet. Can you imagine the pain? The absolute pain getting shot in your foot, both feet, and then immediately getting surgery to get those bullets removed. That's a really scary thing that happened. And just as a performer, just like, even if you're not a performer, just like your ability to walk can be taken away from you in a split second if, say, that bullet went through a bone or went through a tendon. And she said on her Instagram Live that luckily, the bullet didn't go through a bone. It didn't go through a tendon. So she's recovering, and it looks like she's recovering well. And I'm sending all my well wishes to her. But as far as how Draya's stupid head got involved into this whole situation, in a nutshell, Megan Thee Stallion calls out another used to be friend, Draya Michelle. She calls her out for joking about gun violence and abusive relationships. And sometimes it's best to keep our thoughts to ourselves. And Draya Michelle definitely learned her lesson the hard way when she stopped by the Weed and Wine podcast hosted by Stilo Brim and Chris Rainicher. And let me just say this. It's really annoying when women are put in these spaces, in podcasts, shows where the leads, the hosts are men, because they tend to say really birdy things, these girls. They say really bird-like things, meaning stupid things, to please the minds of these men. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And Draya has shown us in the past that she's definitely beautiful, but she's not the brightest light, okay? No one's home, if you get what I'm saying. And in this episode of Weed and Wine with Stilo and Chris, in this episode, which was posted on Wednesday, July 22nd, Draya Michelle shared her opinions on what was the cause between the altercation between rapper Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, which reportedly led to Tory Lanez shooting Megan in the foot as she was trying to leave his vehicle. And this is what Draya said about the situation. Her opinion, again, which nobody asked for her opinion. And she said, I predict that they had some sort of Bobby and Whitney love that, drove them down this Snapped-esque type of road. And she says, I'm here for it. I want someone to love me that much where they shoot me in the foot if I try to leave. What? And even the podcast hosts, Stilo and Chris, are both like, what are you saying? Like, you want someone to shoot you in the foot? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, her logic, there was absolutely no logic. And she was referencing the abusive relationship between the late Whitney Houston and her husband, Bobby Brown. And just the fact of her like joking about gun violence and joking about abusive relationships, like nothing about it was funny. And obviously word got around. It got to, Megan, and Megan criticized her and called her out. It called her a dumb effing bitch for saying that stupidity. And if you know Megan's a really cool girl, she gets along with everybody, tries to be cool with everybody. And this was definitely a wake-up call for her. Her and Draya Michelle, just last summer, hot girl summer, they were hella cool friends, kicking it. And a year later, Draya Michelle says these stupid things about, I want someone to love me that hard to shoot me in the foot. Like, joking about Megan's traumatic experience. How insensitive is that, right? So Megan Thee Stallion, I think she was hurt by it all. People's true colors are showing, and I just know that Megan is going to be moving more cautiously from here on out. I just hope that she doesn't lose that light inside of her. She's literally the life of the party. Everyone loves being around her. But I also understand, she has to protect her energy from these people that don't truly care about her, and to top it all off, again, Megan calls her out. And I know I'm kind of going all over the place with this subject. It's very unlikely for Megan to clap back at somebody. And for her to say those things and call out Draya through Twitter and calling her, a dumb effing bitch, she really meant that. So that's what everyone's saying. It's like Megan's not even the type of person to like say all that, do all that, but this really, pissed her off. And I totally understand. Like, I would be the same way if someone were joking about a traumatic event that happened to me. And to make this even more juicier, Draya lost her endorsement with Rihanna's lingerie company, Savage X Fenty, for these comments that she made. And I'm so glad that she did. Rihanna does not play about that stuff, okay? Rihanna also being a domestic abuse survivor who has been in that situation of, being physically hurt in a physical altercation with a man. She did not take this lightly, as no one should. And because of that, Draya stopped her own bag and lost her endorsement with Savage X Fenty because of these comments joking about domestic abusive relationships and gun violence, which, again, bird-like behavior. She shouldn't even have said that. She should have just kept her mouth closed because that was just absolutely unnecessary. So, you guys, we're going to cut into a very brief break right now. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about Demi Lovato, engagement, and babies.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hey guys, and welcome to GSMC Entertainment Podcast. So for this final segment, we're going to be talking about Demi Lovato being newly engaged to now actor Max Etheridge. Demi Lovato is still floating on a cloud of newly engaged bliss, and she wants to share it with the world. The singer's boyfriend, Max Etheridge, recently proposed at the beach, and the couple announced the happy news on July 23rd through Instagram. It's truly wonderful to see Demi Lovato in such a happy place in her life, especially given all she's been through over the years. Now she's letting fans in on the exact moment when Max Etheridge popped the question. In a series of photos she posted July 26th, you see him down on one knee and then the two in a celebratory hug with their white heels in her hand natch. She wrote in the caption, "Best night of my life, still soaking it all up. I love you, baby," at Max Etheridge. And then back when she first announced she was getting married, Demi Lovato said there was a photographer friend hiding behind the rocks. And she wrote, "Thank you, Angelo Criticos, for hiding behind rocks and capturing the entire thing. I love you, boo." Max Etheridge shared even more details of the proposal on his feed, Crash Into Me by David Matthews Band was playing. Still floating, love you more each and every second, he wrote. Over the weekend, Demi Lovato also shared intimate moments she captured on video of her fiancé. She wrote, magical moments captured by me. The first thing you see, Bruno Mars. Words can't express the amount of love I have in my heart for your infinite soul, forever and always, baby. Demi Lovato previously said of Max Everett, I knew I loved you the moment I met you. It was something I can't describe to anyone who hasn't experienced it firsthand, but likely you did too. I've never felt so unconditionally loved by someone in my life, other than my parents, flaws and all. While we don't know if they set a date, we can't wait to see Demi Lovato and Max Everett tie the knot. To be honest, when this news came out, I was kind of confused because I was still thinking, like, what happened to, her ex Wilmer? Like that, I always knew Wilmer Valderrama. That's who she was with. And I didn't even know when they broke up or anything like that. So I saw the engagement photo. I was like, wait, she got engaged to, this fulanito. Who's that? So that was kind of a little bit shocker to me because I don't really keep up with her. I don't follow her on social media. But regardless, I'm still very happy for her. I grew up watching, her on Camp Rock and all of that. So it's definitely nice to see, her taking control of her own life and just being happy with the person that she loves. So I told y'all we were going to be talking about engagements and babies. Can you guess which celebrity baby we're going to be talking about? Newly born. Ciara and Russell Wilson welcome the birth of their new baby boy, Wynn. And they shared an adorable family photo. And they're just over the moon about the birth of their son, Wynn Harrison. One day after the couple announced they had welcomed their second child, Ciara shared an adorable photo of her family of 5 together at home. In the image, Ciara cradles the couple's newborn son in her arms while standing behind her husband, their 3-year-old daughter Sienna, and the singer's 6-year-old son, future Zahir. To make things more adorable, the smiling family stands in front of a handful of celebratory decorations, including a giant balloon display and a big white teddy bear. And she captioned, "Welcome home, Wynn." So cute. They all look so adorable with their baby boy. And it's definitely a victory, right, for them, for their new boy. Ciara and Russell Wilson announced their exciting baby news on Friday, with the NFL star sharing a smiley selfie from the hospital with his wife and their bundle of joy. And they put, "Happy birthday, Wynn. Mommy and Daddy love you," he wrote alongside the snap. And he put, "We winning." And then Ciara posted video footage from the hospital, which showed her holding baby Wynn in her hospital bed shortly after his arrival, singing "Happy Birthday" to her sunshine while wearing a mask. If you haven't seen that video, it is so cute. It's just like all these baby pictures and videos I am just absolutely living for. Ciara and Russell Wilson first announced they were expecting again in January when the singer showed off her bare baby bump on Instagram, and she put number 3. She captioned the snap, which was taken by her husband. The spouses who wed in July of 2016 went on to reveal the sex of their little one in April with a little help from their kids who were there to celebrate the happy news. And they said they're so excited to expand their family, and it's just, they're so cute. Like, if you see videos of Russell Wilson and Ciara, they're truly just like so adorable. A little bit corny, yes, but who doesn't like corny in their relationship, okay? And when you're in love, nothing is corny to you. It's only corny from like the outside in. But yeah, it's just such a cute photo. The cute photo of 5, with the blue balloons and little Future and Sienna. Just absolutely adorable. So you guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode here at the GSMC Entertainment Podcast. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's talk of Kanye West's Meltdown, the drama with Draya Michelle and her losing endorsements for her very controversial topic or comments, and Demi Lovato getting married or engaged. If you like today's episode, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff, because that tremendously helps the show. And I'll catch you guys here next week.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.